I'm glad that we were able to circle back and get this done, man. How you been?
I'm good. Yeah, I've been good. Just the holidays are over. Just got back from South Africa with my family, so it's been good.
Yeah, man, you have made a lot of people, myself included, pretty jealous on your Instagram, your Facebook, and everything. Tell us a little bit about the trip, man. Was this kind of spontaneous? I know you're a big traveler, but you stayed there a little longer than you wanted to, right?
Yeah, we kind of got stuck there. We were there for 3 weeks, and then we were supposed to fly home through the UK, but because of all the the never-changing travel restrictions and the whole Omicron was popping up in South Africa. So yeah, they canceled our flight, so we got stuck there for a little bit, but it ended up being 5.5 weeks in South Africa. I mean, there's a lot of places that are worse off to be stuck in than Cape Town, right? So yeah, no, it was an amazing trip.
When you found out you were stuck there, did you just immediately Google what else you can do, or did you have kind of a plan of some things that you were planning on hitting that you ran out of time, so then all of a sudden you had the time basically?
No, there's just so much. There's so much to do there, up and down the coast. I mean, everything from visiting the penguins, which we did. You can actually swim with these penguins on the beach where they live. To safaris, and the wine region is incredible, absolutely incredible. So yeah, there's a lot of things to do. We didn't really have to look too hard to try to figure out something else.
It's worth it going there, I feel, because you know that the prize is going to be so good once you get there. But I think coming home, especially with the headache and everything on top of that, trying to get home, it would just add a little bit more stress to you, hey?
I mean, it's so worth it to be there. That's the thing, right? You hit the nail on the head. If you can get through the flight and get through the trip, then being there is incredible. It's like a whole other world. I mean, it's the end of the continent. The next stop is like Antarctica. So yeah, it's definitely worth it if you can figure out how to make the trek and survive that.
That's really cool, man. I mean, bringing along your kids, you homeschool your kids, that's right, hey?
We have this year, yeah. The whole COVID situation is pretty bad down here in Tennessee. So yeah, we've decided to keep our kids home. So I was just homeschooling now, actually. I looked up at the clock and I'm like, oh man. Okay, hold on a second, guys. I'll give you the answer. I'll help you with the answer later.
How wild is it that you have just pivoted? And I mean, you've done these things in your career, and now, like, not only do you have your dad hat on, you have your teacher hat on, you have your probably PE hat on, right? Like, you're doing so much. What was this past couple of years like, trying to figure out how to put all these things in motion?
It was tough. I mean, just, I'm no different than any other parent around the world. It was tough. It was very tough, especially with the homeschool. But I know there's a lot of, back home in Canada, there's a lot of parents that had no choice. They had to homeschool. So I totally get it. I'm right there with you. It's a challenge every single day. But, at the end of the day, I think my kids will be better off for it. And, I think everyone's just trying to find the light at the end of the tunnel with this. And I think we're getting close. So hopefully back to normal soon, and we can, get rid of some of that unnecessary stress.
I completely agree. And on top of that, your kids are going to have some pretty wild stories growing up in all these parts in the world and everything. And do they know how big of a deal you are in your mind? Like, do they get what you do, or is it just that you're dad and that you go on the road, you're a rock star, and then you come home and you're just dad again?
It used to be like that. I mean, yeah. I certainly don't talk about myself when I'm at home. I mean, it's that'd be weird. You guys hear about the number one that I had today? Yeah, no, it's there's none of that going on. But I think my daughter now, she's 9. She's on TikTok. She's on social media, so she gets it. She understands. They've been to shows and stuff, but before the age of 7, they didn't really understand what was going on. But yeah, they get it. They understand what I do. But I mean, I'm just dad to them, I love
that. Yeah, and obviously you've got this tour coming out, a brand new single that's out now on streaming, but coming to us February the 9th. First off, I want to talk about the tune, What I Was Drinking. Tell us a little bit about the song in itself, where you wrote it, and kind of your headspace going into it.
Oh man, I've actually got a really good story that I'm going to share with you about the. I usually don't have cool stories like this that go hand in hand with the song, but okay. So I'm down in Mexico with my producer and one of my main songwriters. We're down there. We go out for dinner one night. And then we head to a bar and we had a couple drinks. And when I say a couple, I really do mean a couple. Like, it was a couple drinks. The next morning, I have never felt so vile in my entire life. It was horrendous. Like, I'm talking, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, man, like buck naked on the bathroom floor, like can't even get up, head on the cold concrete, or tile. It was horrendous. But you know, obviously we made it through. A couple days later, my buddy Jim, all three of us, by the way, were sick. All three of us had this, whatever this was. And my buddy Jim, he goes, man, what were we drinking? And there was the title, What Was I Drinking? Is that's how it happened. And as I said, I usually don't have any funny stories to go along with it, but that was the story behind the song.
Did you figure out what you were drinking that put you into that state, or did you just kind of close that door to the story and then move on and write this tune and put it out?
Well, I was really confused because it's not like we went out and had a hard night. Like, it was not that at all. It was just a couple drinks, a couple Jim Beams and Coke, you know, the good stuff. But we were pretty confident. I'm pretty confident, at least, that it was the ice, because if they don't use purified water and they use tap water, like the tap water in Mexico is not the greatest, right? So yeah, I'm pretty sure it was bad ice cubes that kept me throwing up for, 2-3 days.
Well, I think the only thing that should suffice is that this tune goes to #1, so you know that it wasn't in vain. You know what I mean? Your guts deserved it a little bit, you know?
I hope so. I mean, we're off to a great start. I think we're at like 200,000 streams in 2 weeks. Like, it's going really, really well. So if that's any indication, maybe we will get a #1. Who knows?
How wild is it for you to put out these songs, especially again during COVID times, and not even being able to perform them live, and just kind of going off just the numbers? Do you pay attention to a lot of the numbers, or do you just kind of pay attention to the people that are telling you what they think about the song, and then you're just kind of dreaming up what they're going to feel like it when you finally get to play it live for them?
Yeah, I mean, that's why we make music, is to to play it for the fans live, and to be able to, I mean, of course you guys are that vessel, of course, that brings the music, but we want to play it live for the fans.
So the tour's coming to Fort Sask, February 18th. I want to talk about this upcoming weekend. Are you a football guy? Do you watch NFL?
Yeah, I do. I enjoy NFL. I mean, I'm not the biggest football fan, but yeah, I enjoy it.
I'm ready to put some money down on whatever you say, between 4 teams going to the Super Bowl. And I mean, if we miff it, you can just pay me back when you come to Fort Sask on February 18th. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that's totally fine. Worst case, I'll just pay you in whiskey or something.
I love that. I love it. So who in your mind is going to the Super Bowl in the NFL?
Man, you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I could just get totally hammered, back. But I think that the Bengals are going to make it.
Me too.
I don't know what it is. There's something in the air that tells me that they're going to get to the Super Bowl. I mean, they've been horrendous for like before I was born. Okay. So this is, this might be the moment. I mean, I wasn't surprised they beat Tennessee. I'm a Titans fan, and I wasn't surprised at all. I mean, the Titans are like the least, like they just choke every time. But so I'm going to go with the Bengals to make it to the Super Bowl. I don't know who's going to win it, but I think they're going to get there. Maybe, okay. Yeah, I don't know.
I like that. I think. This is the last thing I want to say to you. I don't know if you paid attention to much of the Edmonton Oilers situation, but you have a doppelganger on the Edmonton Oilers. You have a twin, and his name is Devin Shore. He's number 14 for the Oilers. I don't know if you know who this guy is, but he looks exactly like you. So I don't know if you can kind of switch out positions. You could play for the Oilers at one point. He can maybe do a show for the Shotgun Rider tour, flip-flop, and then you both kind of get a little bit more experience, and you probably get a song out of the situation too.
Well, what you don't realize is that we're actually the same person.
That's what I thought.
Could you imagine? That'd be incredible. You know what? People used to say that I looked like Jerome McGinley.
Yeah.
Which I totally, when I'm a little thinner, I totally get that. My dad's from Nigeria in West Africa, and so is his dad. So yeah, it totally makes sense. But I'm gonna have to look up this dude, and maybe I can, somehow weasel my way onto the ice or something. That'd be pretty cool.
Like a DM out there. It's time. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
It's such a blast to get you back here, and we're wishing you the best of luck. We love every time you put out a tune. I mean, people in Kissing Country are waiting for it, and we're just, again, wishing everything with this tour that goes as full as it can possible, and everything else in the future for you too, man. And I appreciate you taking the time.
Oh, thank you. Hopefully we'll see a bunch of people out at the Saskatchewan, right? Fort Saskatchewan. I was going to say Fort Sask show. Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be a good one. I love coming to Alberta. Amazing fans out there. We all know that. It's pretty much the epicenter of country music. So, yeah, man, looking forward to it. Thanks for having me. And yeah, cool, dude.
Take it easy, man.